Hi everybody, this is Martha Carter from the Twisted Outreach Project for Back Hair and Scoliosis. And with this exercise, I'm going to show you the third exercise from my booklet called 10+1 Exercises for Scoliosis and Fusions. These exercises are good for anybody, but I do give instructions specifically for scoliosis and fusions. So, sitting on the floor, specifically sitting cross-legged on the floor. I had so much trouble with this for so many years because of the weakness in my back due to my fusion surgery. It took me a long time to understand that in fact, because of the scoliosis and or the fusion, the asymmetry, the scar tissue, the buildup of muscle on one side of the body more than the other, the twist of the spine, because of all of these things, it can make it extremely difficult to sit without back support on the floor, on a bench, on a stool. Those are really not happy moments when I walk into a restaurant and see, oh, we're going to be sitting on benches all afternoon. Anyway, that said, if you could arrange your own setup for your own practice with a wall, a bolster, possibly a strap, have some blocks, padding close by, maybe another pillow or something if you might need it for your back, and then you want to find your way down to the ground. For some people, getting down to the ground can be difficult. So I always keep my trusty chair close by so you can just lean on it and get down to the ground. So go ahead and sit down. Keep your chair close by, strap close by, and just observe. Well, what happens? Me, I'm crooked immediately. My hump is taking up all the space of my back. My knee, one knee's forward, my leg crossings off to the side. So just take a few minutes and organize yourself as in a most aligned position as you possibly can. It's helpful to use the lines on the side of the yoga mat as some guidance. Also the line from the top of your head, down your nose, through the center of your body, to the crossing of your legs, okay? So that's an awareness. You might find your nose is over to the side of your legs because of your curve pattern. So you just do the best you can to try to find the support you can. Now, speaking of support, if your knees are bothering you or they're really up, your hips are really tight, you could put yourself on another bolster and go higher up, which will make your knees go down. Or you could choose to support your knees with bolsters, just tuck them under, or for more extreme situations, you can tuck them under like that. And then you get to completely relax the legs. You're not holding the legs. You don't want to hold the legs. Another option is to use a strap where you can just wrap the strap gently around the legs by creating a loop, which I'm going to do right now quickly. Create a loop that is just the right size to support your knees. They can go right around the thighs. They can go just on the outside of the knees. You can play with that position. You may also notice that your ankles or your feet are perhaps feeling a little uncomfortable for the torque or the twist. So you could take little cushions. I have these little scoliosis pads, or you could use washcloths or towels or something like that. And there you go. I've arranged it so my hips and my knees are comfortable. And now, what about my back? Well, it does feel a bit weird for my hump to be more protruding on one side than the other. And so I can use this little pillow here and put it on my concave side just to give a little bit of a feeling of support for that part of my back that otherwise is not touching the wall because of the curve and the hump. So that's quite a bit just to get into the sitting position. And then you want to relax somehow. So depending on how you decide you want to set up, go ahead and take a moment to do that. And take note, having arrived here, this is the most natural position for me. It's the one I'm always going to go into first. But what about if I cross the other direction? With my new awareness, possibly a strap, take a deep breath. Which side do you like better? Which side feels more balanced? Perhaps the side that you never want to go to is actually a more comfortable side. We get involved in our patterns and they become habits, and then we don't question them. So this is really about observing your patterns, your habits, and giving yourself some choices, some awareness of your choices. Now, obviously, this is pretty much impossible to do in the middle of a quick yoga class in the middle of a room. So in the case of you wanting to go to a class and knowing that you may have to sit freestyle in the room, you could choose to talk to the teacher, let them know you want to be near a wall, grab a few props or take them with you if the studio doesn't have them, and just give yourself the pleasure of finding a comfortable sitting position where you can enjoy the feeling of the alignment, the opening of the body, and the calmness of the mind, because this is the traditional position for meditation and also a wonderful position, once again, to do your 10 friggin' breaths, or any number for that matter. So enjoy your cross-legged sitting on the floor, and stay tuned for exercise number 4.